Hello, Peter Maloney here with the second video in our series of What is Your Grief? So this video is some tips and tools in developing your emotional resilience and your emotional literacy. So you will need a pen and paper as I sort of discuss and get you to write a few things out so you can remember and start to practice. So you may have noticed already that you're starting to feel a bit tense or you're being triggered by things. There's emotional or physical pain coming up, which is natural when you're going through a significant and permanent change. As I mentioned in my last video, you are all on a grief journey now. And part of the grief journey is because we're letting go of something we've known very well but doesn't serve us anymore and stepping into the new. So there's a gap. And we've lost all our attachment and relationship and identity to the world because of those changes. So be patient with yourself. If you can, create a bit of space in your life to sit with your emotions and feelings instead of thinking them. That'll be really, really helpful. So basically, I'm just going to take you through a couple of tips just for now. We're going to be building this, and I'll take you through processes when we have our one-on-one sessions to help you reduce your levels of distress and just come back to balance. So I want you to think about that, and all you have to do is come back to balance. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter the intensity of your reactive state. But what it is, the art form is coming back to balance so you think clearly again. When your emotions and feelings are intense and high, your cognitive ability reduces. So the decisions you're making are more reaction-based than clarity-based. And I'm going to help you how to bring that balance back. So the first thing I want you to do is get your pen and paper, and we're going to be drawing something like this. So at the top of the page, write the words emotional literacy tool. So that's emotional literacy tool. Then in the center of the page, like what I've done, is do 0 at the bottom all the way up to 10 at the top. You can imagine this as a thermometer. I tried to do the thermometer, but it didn't look right, so I just did it this way. So 0 to 10, circle 7, and this measures your level of distress, and it's called an emotional meter. So just think, thermometer, heat, cold, it's that sort of thing. A little tool you can think about all the time. Oh, I'm elevated at the moment. I'm feeling stressed and distressed. What number am I? Oh, I'm a 4. Okay, what's my self-care strategy? How do I come back to balance? Oh, I've got to go for a walk. I've got to take a breather. I've got to call a friend. So that's what I want you to do, is start this relationship between measurement and self-care strategies. So measures levels of distress. It's an emotional literacy tool. It's called the emotional meter. 0 at the bottom where you're calm. 10 when you've lost it completely. And 7 is when you've lost control. It's when your emotional reactions have the power. So you've lost control. And this is when you need to get help from somebody else. It could be your buddy in the group. It could be Willow. It could be me. You could see a therapist. It could be a friend you can really confide in and get a hug from. It could be the time you really need to have a cry. It's really good to know when you're getting high and you can't bring yourself down, you need to seek help outside of yourself. So a little tool number 1, the emotional meter, measuring levels of distress. Okay, so the process that I'll be taking you through as we build is about 10 steps. But once you do it, it's very, very quick and very, very easy. But I'm just going to take you through the first couple of steps. And you can write this down if you like as well. So step 1 is stop. Just stop. And then step 2 is place your hands on your heart chakra and your sacral center. This is a physical anchor to reduce your level of distress. Because when we're in distress, it's our emotions and mind that's going crazy. So we're trying to create some anchors. So number 1, stop what you're doing. Number 2, hand on your heart chakra and your sacral chakra. And then what you start to do is to bring more awareness inside of what's going on. So then you're going to breathe in for 4 slowly, out for 4 slowly. And what that does, it gets your mind working again. So your hands are anchoring you, you're taking deeper breaths, and your mind's working because you're counting. So when we get to high levels of distress, we shallow breathe. So that's why hands, so we can focus, breathe really deeply, and we count. Yep. So we stop, hands, start to deeply and slowly breathe 1 to 4. Doesn't matter what your mind's doing, don't worry about it. Just start to bring your attention in, and it's a practice. You may already have your own practice, but that's all I want you to do. Stop, hands, and start to breathe in for 4, out for 4. As you're breathing, this is the opportunity to go, well, what number am I now? And your intuition will tell you, I'm a 4. Okay, I've got to do something about that. No, I'm a 1. That's okay, I'm quite calm. I'm a 6. Okay, I'm highly stressed. I'm almost losing control. What do I need to do just to come back down to like a 3 or a 2? And that also uses your intuition and your cognitive brain to bring things back to balance. So all these things about just short-circuiting the reaction and coming back down to balance, where you still may be hurting, the situation still may be alive in your life, your triggers may still already be there, but you've got a little bit of space to come back to balance and come back to your center. That's the key thing, to come back to your center. Because if you're in reaction, whatever story you believe is happening isn't the full picture. We've got to reduce our emotions to a healthy level, sit with them and know what's going on for us. What are we feeling? Take our power back and be responsible for those. And then when we have clarity, which will rise quite quickly once you've had the power back, then you can address the situation, be with it, whatever decision you need to make. Quite miraculously, what I find, the more you're resilient and literate in your emotions and being able to deal with them first before you take any action, is that somehow any conflict outside yourself or triggers seem to fall away. Because the only power you have as a human being is over yourself. Positive affirmation about that, the door slamming. So that's the only thing. You are responsible for your emotions, your emotional landscape, your emotional literacy, and that builds resilience. So you're the only one that has control over your emotions and feelings. People may trigger them, but you're responsible for your response, your reactions, and dealing with them. And developing that in a really simple, clear way will empower you in all areas of your life. And there'll be a lot less conflict. You'll be able to deal with yourself first. And the people, places, whatever's going on, can just deal with themselves. So you can, any questions, you can always write them down and bring them to me when we have our sessions and when we do the pain workshop. So let's have a quick practice before I finish this video. And we're just going to do a couple of the steps, 2, 3 steps. So everyone close their eyes, put your hand on your chest, your heart chakra and your sacral chakra. Close your eyes and let's just breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And breathe in for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and breathe out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just keep on breathing. And now ask yourself, out of 0 to 10, what number are you now? What level of distress are you? Are you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just notice where you're at and just bring that attention in. Just notice what it feels like and where it is in your body. And then just ask yourself and get the first, simplest, obvious answer. So do you need anything to bring yourself back to balance? What simple self-care strategy can you do now to help you? The first would be keep on breathing in and out for 4 up to 10 times. And just keep on doing that. And once you've completed that, you can simply just say to yourself, what would I love to do right now? And receive that. So just open your eyes for now, and I'll take you through the steps one more time. So we stop. We place our hands on our chest and our belly. We close our eyes. And then we start to breathe in and out, slowly and deeply, in for 4 and out for 4. And as we do that, we just pause and then we go, okay, well, what number am I now? What number am I now in my levels of distress? Just feel, go, where do I feel that in my body? What's it feel like? Keep on breathing. And do your breaths up to 5 or 10 times. And then as you're breathing, more space comes in, ask yourself, so what's a self-care strategy? What's going to help me come back to balance? What do I need for myself right now? Those sort of questions. And at the end, go, well, what would I love to do, feel, be right now? And end that session. And see if you have a little bit more clarity, and just see how you go. You can do this as many times you want during the day. Definitely do it in the morning before you hit work, before you start getting into that. Just check in with yourself, because if you know where you are and you know where you want to go, then you can start taking healthy steps towards that. And you are a creating machine. But what holds us back is what we believe about ourselves, how we feel about that, and the thoughts and emotions that drive that. So, give it a go, practice it. Remember, stop, hands, breathe, count, then ask questions. What does it feel like? Where do I feel it? Where is it in my body? What do I need to come back to balance? What's a self-care strategy? Yeah, keep on breathing so you come back to center when you have that little bit more space, and then you can complete with what would I love to do, feel, be right now. If you have any questions, you can, through Willow, ask me. When we do our sessions, I'll do a typed up version of this as well for you. So, good luck with these first steps. Take it easy on yourself, but do practice, because you are going through fundamental change and your grief journey has begun. So peace out. Speak to you soon.